Join us this month for Life After 60 here at St. Clair Street Senior Center. My name is Connie Rigsby, and I invite you in to start your adventure here at St. Clair Street Senior Center.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Sneed Lester, and I am here with St. Clair Street Senior Center, and we're going to talk about life after 60. I have as my guest this morning Miss Janay Moreland, and she is with Vivid Mind, Body, and Soul. Good morning, Miss Moreland.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We want to find out a little bit about your company, and if you would share with us something about it.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Vivid LLC Mind, Body, Soul is a company that teaches people how to alleviate stress, anxiety, depression, grief through art and creativity.
Oh, stress. It sounds like
Yeah.
I need to get involved with that. How did you conceive the idea?
Well, my background is in social work. I'm a social worker. I've worked with seniors a lot. I've worked in the mental health field, and I'm also an artist by passion. So I merged both of my passion and my career focus, and I focus on helping my senior clients, my senior personnel, alleviate their stress. A lot of seniors deal with grief, anxiety, and you come to my sessions to calm your mind, calm your body, and alleviate the soul.
All right. Have you had special training for doing your work?
Yes, I actually went to MTSU, so hoorah Raiders. I got my bachelor's in social work at MTSU, and I got my master's in social work at TSU, Tennessee State University.
All right. How long have you been doing the Vivid Mind, Body, and Soul?
Well, I began the company itself in March of this year, 2015. I've been a social worker since 2009, so it's been a journey to get to this point.
Okay. Do you do group or is it individual sessions, and where do you hold them?
It's usually groups. I usually go to senior centers like here, and I meet with groups, and maybe the groups are 4 or 5 people. Sometimes there's 20 in a group. I do individual sessions. That's usually if I'm referred to someone through a different agency. But
when you do a group session, what is the cost?
it depends on the group size. The sessions start at $75 for the group sessions. They can range from 100, 125, depends on the material and things that we'll be using during that session.
I got kind of interested when you talked about the stress. If I wanted to do it as an individual, what would the cost be?
Well, it's $20 a session. It's about a 2-hour session. You walk away with a beautiful creation, like some of the pieces we have here.
So, in other words, am I responsible for paying for the materials, or would that be included in the fee?
Everything's included. You might want to dress casually because you might get paint on you or whatever material we be using for that session. But everything is included. I bring the paint, I bring the canvases, the paper, whatever we'll be using. You just bring your stress and we'll help you.
But if I can't paint at all, I know nothing about painting, then could I do it still?
Absolutely. What we focus on is teaching people how to look within themselves. The paintings that I have here, these will be on display during the session, but we focus on what you can create. So I guide you step by step by step, the process. First we paint the background, then we paint maybe the moon, for example. But all in all, it's more about how you feel as you're creating. You definitely walk away with something nice. A lot of people say, I can't paint, and then they walk off with something they didn't even know they could do. So.
And you mentioned that your clientele consists of seniors, and can children participate too?
Yes, sometimes I have sessions with kids at different community centers, but my focus, because that's really my social work focus, has always been with seniors. Okay. I have a special, they hold a special place in my heart. So
it would be a little bit special for us then, because you really like working with seniors.
Absolutely.
Explain your locations. If I wanted to do it as an individual, where do you have an office that I would come to, or would we meet at a location?
Okay, well, I'm mobile, so I live in Clarksville, so I have sessions in Clarksville. For individual sessions, the one-on-ones, I can come to you, or sometimes I'll hold sessions at Hobby Lobbies. I'm able to reserve some time, some space, and we would have sessions there. But
And I noticed it talks about there's some attributes as far as the mind, body, and the soul. Could you break that down for me and explain about the mind and the body and the soul?
Sure, absolutely. So we have the mind. That's what we start off with. The mind controls everything. It controls our emotions. It controls our body. So that's where we start off. And when you're painting, you are using the left side, the logical side of your brain, the right side, the reasoning side, and you're creating a painting, a creation. But your mind is being calmed at the same time. So what we do, it calms your mind, helps you to achieve more mental clarity during the session and even after the session. It just calms the stressors and the many voices that's going on up there sometimes.
Well, let me ask you before we move on to the body. When I think about the mind, I think about all the adult coloring books that are out now.
Yeah.
And would it be something on that caliber?
Absolutely. We have 4 different, I guess we can call them tiers or levels, depending on the stress level, depending on the location. But something that we sometimes do is just color. We play soft music, we do meditation. That's something that we incorporate a lot is meditation. That also helps with alleviating the stress that the mind sometimes goes through. But yeah.
And then talk a little bit about the body.
The body. So I'm a social worker. I'm also into a lot of different holistic practices and beliefs. So sometimes you might come in and I talk to you about different dietary things. If you suffer with, a disease or something, I might suggest drinking more water or putting lemon in your water. I'm not a doctor, so I don't take that credit, but just little pointers here and there that helps to enhance the body. And then also, if your mind is relaxed and at peace, the body can be more relaxed and at peace.
And then now let's pull the soul into it.
The soul, that's my favorite part. That's the synergy part, if you will. That's the connection of the mind, the body, and the soul. I came in low-spirited. I don't know how to paint this. I don't know how to do it. I don't even want to try. But then you walk away empowered. So your soul is uplifted. You feel more empowered because you created something you didn't even know that you could do. So that's how we tie the mind, body, and soul together.
Seems like it's something that I might be interested in doing. Let's talk back here at the center. Have you had any sessions here at St. Clair Street already?
Yes, I've had a few. I've had, I think, 2 or 3, and it was great. The residents, some of them came in, I can't do it, I don't know how to do it, and I showed them how, and we had a great time. Everybody was relaxed, and everybody was proud of themselves at the end of the session.
So they went away with a good feeling, that is.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So I was trying to think if there's any other thing. And how long did you say you've been doing it? Because the seniors of us always want to know how long this person has been doing this. Now, how long did you say that you've been doing it?
It's been about 10 months officially for the art sessions, but I've been a social worker, counselor, held a lot of different positions in the mental health field since 2009. So.
Now, I understand there's some paintings behind us. Would you explain something about them?
Yes,
please?
well, we have our winter scene. This is something that I've been working with a few locations, just teaching them how to create. So taking this picture, for example, the first thing we would do is paint the background. Then we go in with the moon, and I'd show you how to do that. I'd show you how to do the starry night, or some people like to call it snow. So either way, I would show you how to do that step by step. And then we have our summer session here, which is, some people have been saying, let's just keep painting summer things because they don't want it to snow or anything. They feel like we'll bring on snow.
Oh, summer is always enlightening to us. We like the hot weather, but we complain and want for it to get cold.
Yeah.
As we end our session here today, we're glad to have had you to come in and speak with us and share with us about your vivid mind, body, and soul. And we would like to let everybody know that Vivid Mind, Body, and Soul, you can come to the sessions here at St. Clair Street Senior Center, located at 325 St. Clair Street. And if you're interested in calling, you may call and the receptionist can direct you at 615-848-2550. Thank you for joining us at Life After 60.
My name is Lisa Foster, and I'm one of the program directors at the St. Clair Street Senior Center in Murfreesboro. I arrange programs, educational programs. I love that. I make up parties, events, speakers, anything you can imagine. Today we had a presentation from the Senior Learning Network. The Senior Learning Network is a very special network developed specifically for senior citizens, where we can go anywhere in the world that we can think of through the magic of video conferencing. The technology has been developed. So today, when we visited Hyde Park, we were actually talking to the curator of the Franklin Roosevelt Museum and Library live. We could ask him questions and he answered them right then. No delays. So the Senior Learning Network does this specifically for people that are retired, people over 60, 55. They have contacts all around the world, literally, from the United States to Australia. You can talk to, ask questions of. We've had several interesting visits. We visited with a lady by the name of Bibi Forehand in Atlanta. Through the magic and technology of video conferencing, Bibi is known as the Belgian Anne Frank. And so she told us her history when she was a child, hiding out in the attic of a home in Brussels during World War II. She's a fascinating lady. So we visited several places. We've learned about alpacas. So any kind of subject that you can imagine, we can learn about through this video conferencing, specifically through the Senior Learning Network. In the future, we want to have programs. I've asked for a program on Jackie Robinson for February. Not his baseball career, but he was actually court-martialed when he was in the military for refusing to ride at the back of the bus. So he was a very active civil rights leader, civil rights advocate, and we're going to learn about that part of Jackie Robinson rather than his baseball career. We also want to learn from a lady by the name of Melva Steen. She actually volunteered for the Peace Corps when she was 75 years old. So we want to talk to her and find out about her experiences in the Peace Corps and how that changed her life at age 75. Lifelong learning is extremely important. It's important to your physical health, it's important to your brain health. And the Senior Learning Network knows this, knows how important continual learning is. And I also know how it needs to be fun and interactive. And that's why they developed this particular video conferencing technology with all these contacts. So when we watch these, when we're involved with these, we're helping our brains stay healthy. Our seniors are remembering things from when they were children. Our visit to the FDR library today, they raised some questions. A lady said, I got Eleanor Roosevelt's autograph when I was a child. So I got to see her make a speech and I went up and got her autograph. So it's reliving some memories. It's also expanding your horizons. So the seniors are really enjoying this. We usually have a Senior Learning Network program at least once a month. You're more than welcome to come and join us for that. But just come and visit the Senior Center. See what we're all about. See the programs that we have every day. We have more than 200 people come in every day for everything from pool playing to Senior Learning Network to cards, bingo, all kinds of socialization activities that are really, really fun. I promise you'll make a friend while you're here. The St. Clair Street Senior Center is located at 325 St. Clair Street, right in Murfreesboro. Our phone number is 615-848-2550. 888-2550. So you can call or come by anytime between 8 and 4:30 during the week for any kind of information. If you want a tour of the Senior Center, we're happy to give you a tour anytime. We're open from 8 o'clock until 4:30 in the afternoon. We're also open from 12:30 to 3:30 on Saturdays. So come and visit us. Also, we have a wonderful newsletter that comes out once a month called The Leaf. Come in and pick one up, and you'll be able to see all of the activities that we have here at the Senior Center.
Well, Mayor McFarland, I was glad for you to join me today just to kind of talk about the future of the Senior Center and things that are going on. I've been here about a year and a half, going on 2 years now, and so it's been exciting for me as part of the city to kind of learn the interactions of the whole workings of my part as being a Senior Center Director and how that works out for the city. So if you want to share with us maybe a little bit of where do you think about the directions that we've introduced about education and physical fitness? What do you think about those ideas, and how does that meet with what the city's looking for?
Well, you know, it's been exciting to see the growth of the center and really see, as you know, my office is directly across the street, so I get to see people walk in, walk out, see the traffic every day, and see the parking lot full, and so it's good to see how many people are utilizing the center. And really, as we talk about sort of the phases in our community, you look at our parks and recreation, you look at our education system, so you look at from birth all the way to our Senior Citizen Center, that part of having a well-rounded city is to be able to make sure that you accommodate for each one of those segments. And really the direction that you and the Senior Citizen Commission, with the backing of the City Council, has taken the center is really more into education, fitness, making sure that we continue to have that well-rounded city. So I think as a city staff and as a city council, we're very, very pleased and excited about the way things are being run.
Well, that's exciting to hear, because one of the things that a lot of our seniors are asking about is the direction and wanting to know what's the next new big thing for us. We've been doing a lot of educating of our staff with evidence-based training, sending them off to get some education in that area, and really working on the inner workings of the staff. And so I know that's important to you and important to the city. So.
Sure. Well, one of the focuses, and even since the time I was on council for 8 years and have moved into the mayor role, is customer service. People have heard me say this before, that you really can't, as a water department, for example, the city, we have a monopoly in most everything that we do. So you just can't tell someone, hey, if you don't like it, go get your water somewhere else. So, we've initiated the STARS program, and really a lot of different things within the city that has been able to work on customer service. And people will ask me, what have you seen as you've been mayor? And I knew we had good staff, but I didn't know we had great staff. And so that's not to say that we're not going to mess up and that we're not going to make mistakes, but we own those mistakes, we find ways to improve, and then we move on. And I think the Senior Citizen Center is no difference. Whenever you're implementing change and things are really starting to move forward, sometimes you have some bumps in the road. And I mean, that's coming from someone who, really as a new mayor, I say new now, it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah,
but,
so about the same time.
there's definitely bumps in the road and things that you learn to say, man, I wish I could have done that better. But really what we try to train to do is to make sure that, we learn from our mistakes and we move forward from them.
Well, I think that's a great aspect for us as staff and as city employees to kind of hear that from you. So that's wonderful.
Oh, I wish I tell like my wife, and every day I'll come in, I'm like, well, I did this wrong today. So there's things that we all learn from, and nobody's perfect. No one's going to make all the right decisions all the time, but we do the best with the information we have at the time, and I know that's something that y'all are striving to do.
And that's a big key point about what we do at the center, is trying to advocate for seniors in the community. There's a lot of things that come down the pike facing seniors, and trying to be that true advocate for them is what we try to strive for. So.
Well, and that's, if I would say something to the senior staff, and not just the staff, but our participants here, Judy Holman with AARP, going back to in the rec room when we had our mayoral debate many months ago. There are always good ideas that come from our senior center groups, and so we implemented about 6 or 8 months ago. We mirrored the county senior citizen tax freeze on the property
Absolutely.
taxes. So that was something that the city had not done, and that all came from a forum, 18 months ago. So, one thing I would make sure and tell your participants is that sometimes we have to agree to disagree, and we're not always going to think the same, but, to make sure and let us know areas within our city that we can improve.
I think that's a key part. Their participation, us being opening to listening, and I think that is a very key idea
Absolutely.
for us.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming out and meeting with us and joining with our seniors.
Yeah.
This is one of our new programs. This is Life After 60 with the mayor, and we're glad to have all of our folks come out to the Senior Center, St. Clair Street Senior Center, and join us as we grow.
Sure. I'm excited and really excited about the things you're going to do and things that you'll continue to do.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mel Riggett here at St. Clair Senior Center, and I'm going to give you some heads up on activities and events that are going to take place in the center in the next couple months. First, though, I want to talk about the center itself. It's something you might not know, but it's absolutely free to join. All you got to do is come in and register. Then the next event, or next thing we want to cover, is the LEAF. The LEAF is the information center of the center itself. It lists in detail all the activities. It comes out monthly, and it's full of activities and events, all times, dates, whatever. Now, we'll get into some of the regular activities here. For the pool player, and I'm not talking swimming, I'm talking shooting pool, we have 4 regular sized pool tables available. They also run tournaments throughout the month. Then for the card players, we go from bridge to chicken foot and everything in between. It's a busy place for cards. We have puzzle builders. For those folks, we have a dedicated room. It has several large tables and many puzzles to choose from. So there's always a group of people in there keeping busy. We have exercise too. When there's not a scheduled event, the exercise room is available, and with the equipment that's there, we have all kind of equipment available to use. Then we get down to the senior artists. That's a group of folks who get together and paint. They also probably talk a lot too and enjoy themselves. We have ceramics. That's with Joanne, and you decorate your ceramics as you see fit, and she'll fire them for you. It's a great challenge. We have karaoke. That's my favorite, and that meets weekly, and you can come sing, listen, or just have a good time. Then there's a jam session on weeks, where a group of people who play instruments get together and jam it out. And I'll tell you, they are quite a group. We have singing seniors who get together every week to practice, and then they go out and perform a concert here in the center at least 2 times a year, and they go out to nursing homes and provide some spirit there. We have an acting up group. That's a group where they get together weekly and put together a show that's weekends for 2, maybe 3 times a year. And it's been very successful with sold out houses every time they perform. And of course, we have bingo. Bingo is a big thing with seniors, and it's big here too. You can find it here on Tuesdays and Thursdays of every week. Now we get into some of the current activities and events that are going to be taking place in the upcoming months. We have Polar Bear Days with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation are going to provide that. And that's going to be 4 Wednesdays in January, and they'll start on the 6th. There'll be games, prizes, whatever, and it's a fun time for all. Friday feature flicks will be on January 15th this month. And every other month we're going to be running old time movies. For instance, we have run Blue Hawaii back in early August, and then in the past month we ran, I believe it was White Christmas. So the one coming up in January is kind of a suspense thing of old times, and I'm sure you've probably seen it 100 times, but it's probably one you'll want to see again. The title will be posted on the bulletin board in front of the welcome desk. Then we have Potato Bar and Games with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation. She always puts on such a deal there. You might want to mark your calendar for that, but it'll be stuffing potatoes like you like them. It'll be games and all kind of gifts gives away. Then one of the very interesting things coming up is the Senior Learning Network. It's presenting Donnelly, the High One, and that's a new title for the Mount Rainier out there in Washington. It's going to be a very informative program. I believe it's online, and there'll be a question and answer program involved there. Then Saturday, coming up in January 30th, there's a Family Fun Day, and they're going to have a ventriloquist there that day. I probably need one of those. Now, some of the classes that are offered on a monthly basis are beginning piano lessons, and they'll continue as long as there are people interested, the way I understand it. But if you want to learn how to play the piano, it's a great lesson there. Then there's Adventures in Arts, and it gives you a way of exploring the different art that is available. We're also going to have crafting, and then there'll be painting with oils and watercolors, etc. And then there'll be a mixed media where you'll use just about anything, collages, that type of thing. You'll use old newspapers, books, whatever, put them together, paste them up, just to make yourself a very interesting piece. We have some upcoming trips to take place, and this is a heads up early so you can sign up for them. In March, we're going to have a trip to New Orleans. April, there's going to be an Azalea Festival that takes place in Virginia. In May, the end of May through June 8th, there's a trip to Boston, Salem, and Cape Ann. June 27th through July 1st, there's a trip to Chicago, the Windy City. Probably the best time of year to go to Chicago. Then we have another trip July 20th through the 27th. It's the Canadian Rockies. An excellent trip by train, I believe, through the upper part of the United States. In September, if you ever wanted to run the ridges of West Virginia, now's the time. But you can do it the easy way. There's a ride and rail trip. In September through October, the Great Trains and Grand Canyon trip is an outstanding trip to see the far west. Then we have, if you ever wanted to be James Bond, now is the time. There's going to be a trip to the French Riviera. So how else can you not play Casino Royale? Then, to roll out the rest of the year, we have a trip last part of November and early December to Myrtle Beach, probably just in time before the weather changes drastically and you can enjoy the beach down there. All right. In addition, we have plans to offer a lot more coming up. For instance, there's going to be 2- and 3-day trips in May and August. Those will be announced about March. Then, of course, we have the bingo professionals, the Kentucky bingo trips, and they're going to be announced in the near future. Then we have 12 and 14-day trips a month. And that's going to be announced in February. Remember, you can find all the details for what I have talked about and much, much more in the Leaf publication, which is edited every month, and it gives you the full details of all the activities that are going to take place in the center for the upcoming month and suggestions for future things. Well, that's it for now. I hope you get a heads up on this one, and we'll be seeing you again in a near future. Have a good one.
So we want to thank our special guests, Mayor McFarland and Janay Moreland, for being with us here today, and also to our special hosts, Carolyn Lester and Mel Riggett, and to our staff, Lisa Foster, for making our Life After 60 program special for you this month. Come and join us here at St. Clair Street Senior Center.